thanks to an ordinance proposed by a Metro Council member. Brooke is outside Seneca High School, and Brooke, a lot of our schools haven't had traffic guards in years, so this would be quite an upgrade.
Right, and parents and school officials would agree that having those traffic and crossing guards in those school zones for kids to cross the street, especially during those busy times, would be extremely safe, much more so than not having one at all. But as you mentioned, they haven't had them in a couple of years for the most part. And now the question is, who would fund them, and how would you get enough people on board to apply for those positions? So it was back in 2019 when JCPS, with budget and staffing challenges, it led LMPD to downsize their coverage area, limiting their guards to work only at schools within their jurisdiction. And that left at least a dozen other schools to look elsewhere. Now, with less than 2 weeks before JCPS starts the first day of school, you have one councilman who's proposed an ordinance that would make the city legally and financially responsible for every school that needs a traffic guard. Even part-time workers are welcome as young as 17.
We want to protect our youngest and most vulnerable citizens in Jefferson County. It's an important aspect of the beginning of school and keeping our kids safe.
LMPD says it covers just over half of JCPS's 155 schools, with about 85 crossing guards right now, with a heavy focus on our elementary and middle schools. And if passed, this ordinance would actually give the city of Louisville a little bit more flexibility on how they can hire their crossing guards, not just having to deal with LMPD, but also going to third-party systems as well.
All right, Brooke, and so we know that Indiana is looking at the same problem, and they're looking to increase patrols around school bus stops. So the hope here is to decrease accidents in those areas.
And that is a program that's been around for the last couple of years. They call it the Stop Arm Violation Enforcement Program, also known as SAVE, meaning especially when your school district starts back, you're going to see a lot more police patrols in those school zones, making sure you're driving safely. If not, you'll get ticketed. They'll be looking for drivers who pass buses when they're stopped with the red lights flashing and that stop arm extended. They'll also be watching for drivers who are driving dangerously along the bus routes and in school zones. National statistics show the greatest risk for our kids isn't actually while they're riding the school bus, but more than anything, approaching one or getting off of one, again, at those stops. And the last springtime, when you had officers in this SAVE program, they actually issued a little more than 5,600 citations. That goes to show you it's working.